Hello everyone, welcome to the Art-ful Traveler channel. Today we're in Finland's hidden gem, Mänttä. It is an art town with one of the biggest private art collections in Finland. It's a place where everything is about art. Festivals, exhibitions, sauna, even the trees feel artistic here. It's all thanks to one family's epic passion for the arts. Once upon a time in 1800s, pharmacist G.A. Serlachius built a paper mill empire in Mänttä. He's keen about art and he's a member of the Finnish Art Society. After his death in 1901, his nephew, Gösta Serlachius, had carried on the love for art. He formed the Gösta Serlachius Fine Arts Foundation in order to preserve the legacy. Over the years, the foundation has maintained the extensive art collection, operated 2 museums, an international art residency, as well as the cultural landscape in the town. The foundation also actively works on sustainable preservation of the cultural heritage. We're going to look at the Serlachius Manor. There are 2 parts here, the old and the new. The first one was built in 1935 and it was once Gösta Serlachius' home. This place shows the old masterpieces by Finnish artists, as well as the foundation's permanent collection. Today we're going to focus on the new extension. This spectacular wooden pavilion is the space to show international and contemporary art. It was built in 2014, designed by the Spanish architectural firm MXSI. As you can see, the old and new buildings are linked up with these bridges. The glasses, the high transparency really makes you feel connected to the nature. The regular entry ticket is 16 euros for both buildings. It's not a big museum, but it's well equipped. There's a cafe, museum shop, self-service cloakroom, free phone chargers, nice bathrooms with hand creams and hairsprays, not to mention that they have built an art sauna behind the museum. When you step into the museum hall, you will see these walls covered in scientific sketches, satellite images, and a tree growing right in the center of the space. It feels like a lab crossed with a fairy tale. This is the world of Agnes Meyer-Brandis, a German artist who doesn't just make art. She builds experiments where poetry and science collide. Her most famous project is the Moon Goose Colony. It started with a 400-year-old sci-fi story about a man being pulled by geese and flying to the moon. Instead of just reading it, she made it happen. She moved to a farm, raised 11 geese, naming them after astronauts and moon gods, and even trained them to chase a giant fake moon. She built a mini lunar world for them. And in galleries, people could watch the geese through live cameras and even talk to them. She doesn't just play with the cosmos. In Finland, she studied trees, imagining if forests could speak to us through chemistry. In One Tree ID, Agnes Meyer-Brandis works with VOCs, volatile organic compounds, the invisible chemicals that trees release to communicate. She transforms a tree's unique VOC signature into a wearable perfume, turning science into sensory poetry. When I applied it, following the steps of the installation, like a ritual to greet the tree, the scent was very soothing. This experience makes nature's hidden languages feel personal. I admire the way she explored how trees and humans might speak through biochemical signals, blending art, ecology, and a touch of magic. For her, reality isn't fixed, it's something we co-create. From moon-chasing geese to tree perfumes, Meyer-Brandis creates encounters where ecology becomes intimate. Her work isn't about explaining nature, it's about the feeling and the experience. Now let's have a look at the solo exhibition of Keith Tyson, Universal Symphony. Keith Tyson is a British artist who was the Turner Prize winner in 2002. After he did an art foundation, he took a degree on experimental alternative practice. So Keith Tyson, he doesn't just create art, he interrogates the system that produces it. His work blurs the lines between science, philosophy, and aesthetics, asking profound questions about existence, randomness, and the origins of ideas. As you can see, there are sculptures, paintings, digital media, and conceptual installations, all woven together by a fascination with systems. whether scientific, poetic, or social. He draws from physics, mathematics, mythology, and even autobiography, creating words that feel both deeply personal and universally resonant. I'm intrigued by this box. It's making these beeping sounds echoing in the space. It's kind of like a device with sensors that indicates various sets of data, and the data changes with the environment in the surroundings. It catches a lot of attention, and people would go around and see the changing digits. To be honest, I don't quite understand as soon as I see the numbers. Science and math are not my thing really, but it will be interesting to study. Let me know if you can find out more information about this. Next off, I reckon it's the centerpiece. This gigantic sculpture is called 16 cubic meters of ocean, Atlantic. It's made of bronze and stainless steel. I think this is very powerful. 7 oceans, 1 body of water, and the artist used a heavy, dense metal as the material to create a piece about water. Imagine this is just a mini fragment of the whole dynamic system. You can feel the forces in the form. And the super shiny surface are reflecting the surrounding. It's a great metaphor to interpret the power of nature. In my own practice, I love working with maps, so this piece immediately caught my attention. At first glance, it might look like an abstract painting, but when you look closer, you'll see it's actually a map that the artist crunched up, photographed, digitally warped, and then hand-painted. I believe this connects to his other nature paintings, which originally referenced land use, historical events, and political narratives. Back in 2013, the Pace Gallery presented that series under the title Pantarei. An ancient Greek phrase means everything flows. I dug up the old press release, where Tyson explained, "In the past, I've always tried to represent what I called the field, the myriad of networks, whether physical, conceptual, or emotional, that make up the present moment. All these systems combined to form our independent world." Long before AI reshaped the art world, Tyson was already pushing the boundaries of machine-generated creativity. In the 1990s, he spent years developing his art machine, a complex system blending computer programming, flowcharts, and chance operations to generate artistic concepts. This wasn't just a tool. It was a radical experiment in removing artists' intelligence, forcing us to question where ideas truly come from. For this particular piece, Tyson used a heuristic framework developed by Dutch computer scientist Eske Dijkstra. The resulting image visualizes the frame's theoretical area on a map of London, radiating from the artist's studios as the central point. There are so many more fascinating paintings and sculptures in this exhibition. For Keith Tyson, art isn't about consistency. It's about exploration, evolution, and the infinite possibilities of form. If you're as intrigued by his work as I am, I've linked all my references and research below. Let me know what you think in the comments. Last but not least, a powerful installation that left me speechless. A content warning. What I'm about to describe may feel deeply unsettling. I stepped into a dark room that looks like a karaoke bar. Red neon lights, 2 large screens, chairs and sofas, and microphones for each table. Then the videos start to play, and reality fractures. This is Repeat After Me by Open Group, the Ukrainian artist collective that transforms testimony into something more devastating. An invitation to the audience to participate. The Ukraine war survivors share their memories by reproducing the sounds on screen. Air raid sirens, missile strikes, the helicopter, not from a movie, not from news footage, but from a person, a survivor, recreating it with their voice. and the video prompts you to repeat after them. It's not karaoke, it's collective testimony.
Повторюйте за мною.
As I was being inside the room sitting on the sofa, I got really emotional. Because this isn't just art about war. It makes war personal. It forces us to borrow the tremble in a stranger's voice, even just for a moment. Open group doesn't give answers. They ask, what does it mean to vocalize trauma? And suddenly, empathy isn't an idea. It's something that shakes your body. A brutal, necessary reminder. Some horrors can't be described. They have to be felt. Powerful art like this doesn't leave you when you exit the gallery. It lingers in how you hear sirens, how you notice trees, how you carry other stories. And this town has even more to offer. You may also want to check out the other exhibits in the warehouse, in the old Serlachius Manor, and the Serlachius headquarters. Every summer, they have art festival in the art town. If you ever find yourself in Finland, this is a place worth traveling for, where art doesn't just hang on walls, but rewires how you see the world. All details about these artists, venues, my research and resources are linked below. In upcoming episodes, we'll keep exploring vibrant art scenes in different cities around the world. Thanks for joining me today, and see you next time.